This is Sipping Speak Sessions with your girl Alexis. I have my stepsis Drew here. Say what's up.
¿Qué pasa?
And I got my best friend since high school, Victoria, here. Say what's up.
What's happening?
How y'all doing on the west side, the best side?
I'm cool.
You feel me?
Cold.
Good for folks.
Oh,
It's cold. It's
what's the
windy.
temp?
Let me find out. Hold on. Right now, the temperature is 54 degrees. It's cold.
Oh, y'all got the same. Let me. Yeah, we the same
It
exact.
feels it feels
We're,
like
literally,
52. It
we're
feels like
literally
52.
we're literally 54 degrees too, and it feels like 52 out here. That's crazy. It feels the
So
exact
this
same.
it's hella windy.
Same. Okay, so before we start, I want to do some Black business shout outs. So shout out to Bundle Box by Bree, which is my Sarah's business. And what she offers is health, home, and skincare products that are of good quality. So she has like lip scrubs and stuff that I actually use on a daily basis. I know she has some stuff for like fitness, like, beverages and shakes and stuff like that for you to take and like granola bars, like all type of stuff. Like she has all of it. So if you want to check her out, she's on Instagram at Bundlebox by Bree, and that's BRI for Bree. And her website is www.bundleboxbybree.com. And then the next shout out is Lenoir Sugar, which is another skincare line by my friend Kimberly McCarver, and she sells like sugar scrubs for your body. She has lip balms, body creams. She has stone rollers, which is, have you seen those? Like after you put like a ointment or whatever on your face and stuff, like you use the stone roller to like roll it out, and it actually better helps absorb the oils for your skin. Kind of seals it for you. Works really good. And then lastly, shout out to my favorite nail tech in these streets, Tasha Hill, and her Instagram is touch underscore of underscore Tasha's, and she is in Houston now, but I believe she's in a nail shop. So you'll get further information about that on her Instagram. And my bad, the Lenoir Sugar Instagram is Lenoir, Lenoire Sugar, and then you'll get more information on that business. So to start off, we're gonna start off a little light. So I got this new segment I want to start doing. It's called Too Much or Just Enough Petty. So I got like a couple of scenarios for y'all. So the first one is a girl posted that her family made her mad, so she changed her Netflix password. Is that too much or just enough petty?
That's perfect.
Why?
It's perfect. Because I feel like y'all
Can you say,
you what'd you say?
Um,
can you hear me?
we can
What'd
now.
you say, dude?
Oh, I said, can you just ask the question one more time? Because I couldn't hear because it blacked out.
Oh yeah, it says a girl posted that her family made her mad, so she changed her Netflix password. Is that too much or just enough petty?
Oh.
She being petty.
That's just enough petty. Just
She
enough.
being
Just to show y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you can't now because I'm mad because you pissed me off. Now you can't watch your favorite show. Yo bad. Don't piss me off. That's how I
Right.
feel.
It's like that petty game of you need me before I need you.
petty.
Right.
That
Like
that we all
Hey,
you don't need to be able to
Yeah, you
watch
just
this the next episode. So
play. If I was a girl, I'd be like, yeah, go watch YouTube.
facts.
right. There you go.
Go watch that stuff for the free.
Watch YouTube.
Shoot.
Okay, the next one is Tim broke up with his girl for doing the busted challenge after he asked her not to. Now, to y'all should know the busted challenge where they start off looking like mad casual and like in they PJs and stuff, and then they dress up into like some super badass dresser, cute outfit, beat face, hair did, edges laid and slayed. It's that challenge when they like busted, busted.
Did it say? Did it say? Wait. Did it say after he asked her not to, or after he asked her to?
After he asked her not to.
Oh. Okay, so I read that question wrong. Okay, so earlier I read the question wrong because I thought it said he broke up with her after he asked her to do it. Now my thing is, if you ask her to do it, you can't be mad because she bad as shit. You know what I'm saying? But if he asked her not to, I feel like that's over the top. You could be mad, but that's for you to break up with her. That's over the top.
Right. Like I feel like if that's what she wanted to do, that's her personal choice. I don't feel like it's disrespecting it in any type of way because I think they figure, oh, because she gonna be twerking on the video and stuff, and it's like not necessarily. They just drop it. They give you a little drop. They drop it like it's hot, and then they stay there and they, bounce to the music. But they ain't all just out there twerking. Like it's different stuff. Like my thing is, you should know where your position is.
That too.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you better figure it out.
But then it depends on what type of woman she is too.
Explain.
What you mean?
Yeah, I was like, elaborate on that.
Go ahead.
And what type of woman she is? Like, you got two different type of. Well, you got plenty of different. You got the type of female that want attention, and the females that want attention. You know what I'm saying? Them not really the go-to, but the females that just, you know what I'm saying? They just want to have a little fun. You gotta have confidence in yourself that you the man. You feel me? No dude gonna take your position. So you shouldn't, as a dude, you shouldn't really trip if she doing, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff. But if she like a little toddler type female, then you gotta just get you somebody that's up there. You feel me? That's more chilled. That's more on the level as you.
I feel that. Okay, I see what you're saying. If she doing it for the attention of other, if she's doing it for the attention of other people, then yeah, okay, I feel it.
But if she's doing it because she feeling herself and just like doing that for herself, then I say, go for it, sis.
Yeah, it's like you said, if she's chill back, like he said, if she's chill back and just doing it just to have fun, then you feel me? Then you break up with me, okay, I feel like that's too much. But if she's doing it for the attention of other people, then yeah, that's
just enough petty. Yep. I feel you. So lastly, if your man gets knocked out in front of you, are you single or sticking with it?
Hey, I'm single. Why you get knocked out in front of me? That's embarrassing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, me personally,
we on each other team. I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna knock the other person out.
Me personally, I feel like if you get knocked out, but at the end of it all, you feel me? You lightweight held your shit, and then you just ended up losing. Okay, but you held your ground for as long as you could. Now, if you just let a nigga fucking hit you and then just that's out. That's out. If you didn't put no effort into it, that's out. All the way out. Period.
Nah, dead ass. Okay, so yeah, like if you was putting up a good fight and you got knocked out, I'm gonna help you up, but that's gonna be the last time you lose. I promise you that.
Oh, for
Remember
sure.
that time we was in
Like, I'm that type of woman. I'm like, you better go get to the ring or something and figure it out because that's the last time.
That's the last time that's gonna happen for sure. But if you let a motherfucker come up and hit you and you don't do shit about it, that's out. That's out.
because that lets me know what if I'm put in a situation
Mm-hmm.
and you supposed to be my protector.
Yep.
Right. That's out.
Right. Yeah.
All right. What about the other way around? What about when if the female getting her ass whipped by the dude, not by the dude, but another girl?
Yeah. What
Just
would
say
you
like
do?
another girl fighting your girl, then like what you do then?
What would you do, Jesse?
Hold that push.
As it, huh?
What would you do in that
If I
scenario?
if I see a girl about to
If
get
Drew
knocked
got if
up,
Drew
but
got knocked out,
I'm not gonna let her get knocked out. It ain't gonna go to that point. Before I even see the girl trying to come to her, I'm already, be in front of her so she can't get hit. I'm not gonna like touch the other girl, but I'm just gonna be in front of her just so she can get it. I'm gonna take the hit for her.
and then Drew gonna knock her out because you got hit.
Huh?
I
No,
said
I
that Drew
said
gonna
I'm
knock
gonna
her
take
out.
the hit for Drew instead
Right,
of Drew getting hit. I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna take it for her.
but then Drew gonna knock her out because you got hit. So it's all good at the end of the day.
Yeah, Drew knock her out, then it's all cool.
Right. Okay. So let's go into the topic. So, what were your recent breakthroughs and what advice would you give people because of it?
Said what?
The recent breakthroughs.
And what
Breakthrough.
advice would you give and what advice would you give people because of it?
To my like breakups.
No, breakthroughs.
What do you mean by breakthroughs?
Where you had a breakdown and you had a breakthrough after it.
You talking about like when you just hit rock bottom?
Yeah.
It was shoot. If the female you with can't be with you when you hit rock bottom, when you shine, because you gonna go down, but just know you gonna go back up if you got that strive in you. So when you go back up, you need to just let her go. If she's not gonna be there by you when you go down,
Wait, that wasn't the
That's,
question.
that's not the question.
then what is the question?
The question was, what was your recent breakthrough? Like, Drew, answer the
And
question.
what advice would you give someone?
Oh,
So,
I
no,
can't answer that question.
Okay, so let's see.
Um,
We had a recent breakthrough, and the advice I can give is when you feel like you are the lowest, or you feel like that it's like nothing you can do, that's when you just give up. Don't try to fight it because it's not your fight. That's what you have to realize. And once you give up, you'll see change happen. Don't fight. Pray. That's your battle. It's not, you can't do nothing because whatever happens was supposed to happen how it happened. So don't do nothing but sit back and just pray about it. And that's all you can really do because it's not in your control. Really.
that's good. I needed that. What about you, Vic?
It's
Honestly, I've been through a lot lately. You know what I'm saying? Over the last couple months. So,
Mhm.
like, for me, I've been through a couple of different breakthroughs, like emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. You know what I mean? Like, I've grown in all those areas, and it's put me in a happier headspace, a happier, physical space. You know what I mean? It's just all around. I'm in a happy place that I haven't been in God knows how long. And so the advice I give for that is to just live in the moment. You know what I mean? Don't try to force yourself to deal with shit that you don't have control of. Like, if you can't immediately handle it in this moment, then it's not something you can deal with right this moment. You see what I'm saying? Don't try to focus on tomorrow and next week and next month. Focus on what you got right here, right now, because what's in your face you could miss if you try to overpass and try to focus on something that, you feel me, may or may not happen. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all around the same thing. Cause for me, my breakthrough was more so with life in general, like whether it's finances, love, like the main. And I wrote this on my board. I have like a whiteboard, like messages or something related to business on it. One thing I've kept on there for a while as a constant reminder is I wrote down I can sleep good at night knowing that no matter what happens, to me, my greatest good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Positive manifestation.
Yeah, so for those who are single and they want a relationship, like it may not happen right now, but it's going to happen. Like that blessing was already awarded to you. You just don't know when it's coming to you. Or for financially, that business that you had in mind and you haven't got to it just yet, but you're still planning for it, it's coming. Rome wasn't
Yep.
today. Your empire is coming. So it's like take that time, but keep writing it down because that's the first step to it. Is creating that plan.
Every day you wake up and open your eyes, your journey not done yet. So just believe
It's
that
But
you
always
still got.
something.
but
Yep.
sometimes it ain't good to write it down or good to say it out loud because the devil can hear everything you say out loud. God can hear everything you say inside your brain. So every
Yeah,
time you
I
say
was
something
always told
outside
it's better
that's
to
good,
move in
that's
silence.
when the devil
It's
gonna
better to
come in
move
and
in
attack that.
silence.
Well, writing it
He can
down
stop it.
is still moving in silence. That what you write down is only meant for you to see. I feel like the devil comes in many forms. So there are people that are placed in your life, whether good or bad, and you have to have that discernment to know when it's time to speak to speak it out loud what it is that you're planning. Like I feel like you shouldn't speak anything until everything you have is lined up and has already begun. I'm not gonna tell nobody what I got planned next for my business until I get the materials and the things and the promotion that I want it to be at to release it. You can't tell people too soon. So it's like it's timing. Timing is everything. So there's nothing wrong with you have those people in your life who God places in your life to share it with because they come with wisdom that can help you in the long run. But it's all about discernment. You have to know who's for you and who's not for you, who's going to tarnish what you're trying to create and who's going to water it. But nonetheless, you got to be the one to always water it. It's nice when other people want to put some work into it as well, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, you got to be the one to water your plant.
Mhm.
Okay. The next question is looking back at all your relationships you've been in, how have you grown as a lover?
Yeah.
Oh, repeat that one more time.
Looking back at all the relationships you've been in, how have you grown as a lover?
You had a lot. Go ahead and say it. Well, how you grown?
For me, I just, hey, she hit me on that one. Let me see.
Self-awareness.
Well, as a lover,
We'll come back to you.
yeah, just come back to it. Let me think about it. I don't want to
Because
say
that's a deep question. Because you have to, that's basically you looking back
it.
on all your actions and not the actions of the other person, but more so focusing on you. How did you grow?
Wait,
Because
what was
once
the
you learn
question?
from one relationship, when you really learn from it, typically you're gonna be a little different the next time around. So yeah, for me, I'm a little bit more. I show more of my softer side now than what I used to. You know what I mean? I don't have such a hard shell because I feel like to grow in love, you have to have a sense of some type of vulnerability
Yeah.
and knowing that you'll be okay whether you get your heart broken or whether you get blessed with something great.
Yep.
And I've learned to be
Um.
patient, like, and to acknowledge when something bothers me because of how I feel versus what somebody did to me. You have to be able to tell the difference between the two because somebody might not have did nothing to you. You just might be upset that something's not happening or blossoming in your time frame that you originally had in mind.
You know? But nowadays, with how people is now, you just don't care. Don't worry about it. Just do you. Because
Hmm.
you know you can try to build a person up all day long, but if that person don't want to be built up or want to be worked on, you just gotta just do you.
Yeah, and understand that that person's journey of growth is their own journey. You just might be along for the ride, but that's something between them and God to figure out. You know what I'm saying? That's a self journey. It's nice to get your support, like, hey, you still got it, but at the end of the day, that's a path you got to walk on your own to discover who you are.
Yeah, I'm tired of bringing people on my journey that nothing will hold me back. I've realized that a lot of people that I try to bring along with me are not good for me, and I'm realizing I gotta just keep it pushing. You know what I mean? You could, if it was meant for you to be there, you're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? God
Mhm.
places you with people in your life for a season in a lifetime, and you gotta do it different. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
like what Dia said, like what Dia said, she puts people in categories of a tree. You got your leaves that blow. Whenever the wind blow, they blow that way. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your branches who seem sturdy, but they not really. I mean, they can break on you. And you got the root. You get what you got. You see what I'm saying? Let me see what I'm saying. I know.
Okay. Cool. That's a good one. So, what does emotional maturity look like to you? Do you currently possess it or are you still working on that maturity?
Mm.
But first, explain what you think that looks like to you.
For me personally, emotional maturity is learning when I can ask and when not to.
It's beautiful over there, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, that's
Emotional
true.
maturity for me is learning how to ignore my brother and my mom when they argue. That's emotional maturity for me. Because 6 months ago, when my mom and my little brother would argue, my little brother would get disrespectful, I'd instantly jump in ready to fight him, literally throw hands. Like, you're not going to disrespect my mom. Now, it's not my business. It's not my business. And I ain't got to put that on me. I'm going to let them handle that. So I've grown from it. Now, am I perfect in it? No. I still have my moments. So I am still growing in that sense. Honestly, I don't think you really ever stop growing with emotional maturity. The more you grow, the more you feel me, your emotional maturity is gonna change.
For for me, emotional maturity looks like choosing my battles wisely. Even when I'm high on emotions, another thing is learning to acknowledge how I'm feeling in the moment, even if I don't like it. So a lot of times I don't like being sad or things like that, but I have to be able to acknowledge it, feel it in that moment so it doesn't carry over into the rest of my week. That's something new since like last year that I've been working on. Is like if I'm not okay, just be like, all right, you're not okay, but that's all right. We're gonna get better. But for right now, if you gotta cry, cry. If you gotta work out to get out your frustration, do that too. But whatever you do, allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment. And then also um, learning how to communicate when something bothers me and not wait until multiple things stack up. But when there's a problem right there in the moment, if I need a minute or a day or two or whatever to gather my thoughts before I say do that, but I won't let it linger.
Yeah. For me, I think it's emotional maturity is reacting before you think about your first feeling, as in a certain situation, as
You mean
in,
before you react?
huh?
Did you mean reacting before you think before you react?
No, I said reacting before you think. So you in any situation that's stressful, as
Oh,
in like yeah, like in stressful situations or high intense situations, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And then as in like if the mood or your situation that's in front of you right now is straight bad or negative or something that's going on, and your first thing is to react with that instead of thinking about, wait, let me see what's going on, let me see, wait, 1 + 1 = 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of sitting there, you going all the way to 5 because you're not even thinking. You just straight, okay, it's angry. Everything's angry right now, so I'm going to just go straight with what's going on in front of me. Instead of sitting there saying, wait, should I react to this? Is this even my
Yeah.
time to react? You know? And it's just sometimes it's just like, you know what, you got to just take a deep breath, think. Don't you can't be you can't be quick to speak or can't be quick to go at it. Just stop. Take a minute. I tell Jesse sometimes, don't talk to me. Just count to 10 before you speak to me because you don't even be knowing what you're saying. So
No,
sometimes
it's
it's good to take a
true.
deep breath and count to 10 seconds, and then think about what I said. Think about what's going on first, and then go at it. How that's your good reaction right there because you thought about it.
Mhm.
This is the one. Boom. This is what I think it is. This is the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's like a balance of logic and emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, if something has become an obstacle to reaching your blessing, how do you work to overcome it?
Like you just
And if you got to use an example, you can use an example.
like hmm.
What's the question?
Can you say it one more time? Jesse said, can you say it one more time?
Yes, if something has become an obstacle to reaching your blessing, how do you work to overcome it?
Oh, overcoming. Okay. I remember when I very first tried to get my Class A's,
Hmm.
when the car that I used to have a long time ago, it was a decent car, but when you got them type of car, the older cars, they gonna get you point A to point B, but sometimes you're not gonna get it. But so with that car, 45 minutes, so it'd be tripping some Time I already paid the money to go to the school. I paid it off everything. You know what I'm saying? So
I lost y'all for a minute. Your connection went out, but I think you're back now. But I would move the camera around. Yeah, there.
it's
Okay,
like
there.
every once I seen like okay, I'm not gonna be able to
Why
make
you
it
not
to the
going?
school back and forth every day like I can. I said I had
Mhm.
to come up with plan B. You always gotta have a plan B, plan C. You can't just give up. So I came with plan B. I'm gonna just go over to go all the way down south to Fontana to go to the school. And I did that, got everything out the way. It was a struggle, but at the end of the day, I still did it. You gotta just keep your head on the swivel and not give up on what your purpose is in life.
Agree.
You know, like anybody that's not strong minded or that's not like really hungry, yeah, easy to just give up and be like, okay, I'll wait about 2-3 years later. But by that time it can be a whole different scenario on the
No, that's true.
Your turn, Lexus.
But I was trying to think how I'm gonna say it, but for me, I gotta pray about it first because once I pray about it, that will let me know.
Yeah.
That will let me know whether or not I need to be still or if I need to take action myself. But either way, I pray about it first. So if I know it's in my capacity to be able to do something, I'll do it. And and I
Yeah.
have to remind myself, like, no matter what this obstacle is, whether it's a big one or a small one, it will pass.
Yep.
as long as you pray about it, you good.
Yes,
Because
because
you gotta know whether it's like, all right, let me not do nothing about it, let me be still, and that's all the work you need to do, or it's in your capacity to do something about it, so do something about it.
yep, because I know when my obstacle was when I first started going to school. I had went before I completed this school. This was my second time going to the school. The first time when I went to the school, I could not complete it because it was not my time to go to that school. I guess um, because I was trying to work two jobs and I was trying to go to that school. I was just trying to overwork to keep up with the bills and stuff. And then you know what? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do all of that and try to go to school. It was way too much. So I just was like, you know what? You know what? I can't do it. I gotta just let whatever's gonna happen happen. So I couldn't go to that school. It was not my time. It's not my time to go to that school. It was not my season. I was not ready. So I said, you know what? Jesse, you about to go on the road, so it's just my time to just relax. Get ready for the next time because that's when your time will be. So this is not your time. You wanted it, so you wanted to do it, not your time when you were supposed to do it. So you gotta just accept the fact that it's gonna be sad, it's gonna be emotional, it's gonna be like, wow, like that's just messed up, you know. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come. It's gonna come, but it's just not your time yet. It's just when it's not your time, you gotta let it. That obstacle is there for a reason. That obstacle is there
Exactly.
to tell you that you need to slow down because it's not your time. You need to wait a second, and then once it's your time, you will know because it's gonna come. If you pray and manifest something, it's gonna come. And if the I figured out the more you manifest in something that you want, or the more you you pray about, ask God for it, it's gonna be some extra obstacles. Like that's when stuff gonna hit you the most, because the devil like, oh, you is God child now, you praying for this, you praying for that, oh, I'm about to try to get you. So it's gonna be some obstacles, and
Yeah.
when I learned you God's child in this world is not meant for God's children. So the devil, he gonna do everything he can to stop you.
to
but
destroy you.
just destroy you. But you know you gotta keep your faith in there.
That's how you know if you when you God shout.
Yeah,
The devil, he gonna come at you, and when he come at you, he gonna come 20 times, 30 times harder
yeah.
to take you down. Because his job is to take as many people with him as it is as possible.
Mhm.
When when it's time to come,
Yeah.
his job is to take souls.
So you can either give in or you can just give up. It's all right, whatever.
Cause I used to, I used to do a lot
Yeah.
of bad stuff that was not right. I just had to give it in God and settle down, chill out.
So we gonna
God
get a
had
little.
to humble me.
All right, we're about to
Mhm.
go to the next one, Jesse.
It's gonna get a little deeper, just a little bit. But when do we get to a point where we finally feel worthy of happiness and not guilty of it?
You be asking a question I gotta really think about.
That's the whole point. It's like that's why my hashtag was stimulate your mind, Craig. This is what it's doing.
Okay, about when do you think you deserve happiness? When you had enough of being sad. That's when you know you deserve happiness. When you feel like I'm tired of feeling like this. At one point I actually was happy and I want that back. I think I deserve that now. So you gonna do everything you can to be happy no matter what. If you gotta drop some people, you gotta drop them. But you go have that one time when you break, when you feel you got enough of being sad, when you got enough, then the word is enough. When you feel
Yes.
like that part is enough, then that's when the happiness is about to come, because you're gonna do everything you can to not feel like that sadness or that rock bottom again. You're gonna do everything you can to get away from it and stay away from it. So when you hit that bottom, when you felt the saddest that you ever felt, because you know yourself better than anybody know you. That's when
Yeah.
you gonna realize that it's time for a change in my life, and that's when you gonna work as hard as possible for that change.
Right. And for me, I had to learn, and I learned this during college. College exposed me to a lot of things. So for me, where I learned that I was worthy of happiness was when I realized, for one, the first person that can really make you happy is yourself.
Yep.
So when you get to that point, let's learn how to love you. Let's figure out who Alexis is, not just your DNA and your family tree,
Mm-mm.
but who is Alexis, this new independent individual that has spread her wings from California and has started something new in the state of Texas. Who is that girl? Why does she come here? What is she trying to do with her life? Like, how is she trying to touch people? Like, I had to learn who I am and love every bit of that, but also love the parts that I'm a little embarrassed about too.
Yep.
Gotta love all that because
Yep.
that shows. Like, when you have that aura on you, like, it's an aura on you when you really learn how to love yourself. Like, you got this glow on you and it's contagious. And it's
Yeah.
sometimes, you know what, that might inspire somebody else to be like, damn, let me learn how to love myself. Let me
Yeah.
learn what it feels like to truly be happy.
Mhm. That's true. You can't be happy if you don't know yourself. If you're not
Mhm.
one with yourself, you don't know the ins and out about you. Then how you gonna fix it? How you gonna know that you happy or not if you don't even know what your happiness is? Because you don't even know yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you can't enjoy your own company, nobody else will.
Nobody else will. Yeah. If you can sit there and just be happy alone sometimes, man, then whew,
Listen, because I be in my bedroom blasting music, singing, dancing. I don't care. I'm doing it all. And I'm in my own world. My dog may look at me like I'm crazy one minute, but then he gonna get up and dance right along with me. So,
You gotta think
shoot, quality
you
time.
were born alone, you gonna die alone.
facts.
Shoot,
No matter what.
no
And
matter
about
what.
what? You gonna get buried or cremated alone too.
You married or not, you was
You by
Yeah,
somewhere
right.
yourself.
not married.
They not
You
gonna
gonna
put
die
them. They
married,
not
but
gonna
you
Yeah.
put
gonna
them
die
in the
single.
casket with me.
No,
What I'm
definitely
gonna
not.
do? Lay on top? Like no. Like,
No.
but at the end of the day, cremate me and spread my
Why you
ashes.
want to be cremated?
I want them. I want my people to spread my ashes across the San Francisco Bay.
That's how my Uncle Chip was. He was they spread him in the ocean at the
But
bay.
y'all don't want. But don't be lazy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need y'all just at the pier and like,
So
oh no, I want
there
y'all
you
to
go.
get on a boat in the middle of the water. I don't want to be at the front with the seaweed. Now put me in the middle of the water with the dolphins and stuff. You like put some work into it.
The Bermuda Triangle,
You don't
huh?
want to be with the bass.
Right.
You want to be with the shark.
You want to be with the sharks,
Feel
huh?
me? Them be the big boys. Yeah.
Don't want to be
I've
with
never seen a shark. Yes, I have. I lied. Yes, I have. I did see a shark in the San.
I ain't never seen no shark.
We went sailing that same day. It was a baby shark, and I was like, where's the mother? Because I'm like, if this baby shark just felt comfortable enough to come to shore. I'm just like, where the mama at? Because she close, and we getting in this water.
Oh no.
Hey. Woo.
Mm-mm.
Wasn't there somebody else in the group?
Yeah, I think the call dropped for her.
This is just live for you or like live online?
I record it and then I upload it on the pages and on my
Oh, then you upload it. I see.
and then I do it on Anchor. But Anchor will upload it on all platforms for me, so it saves me the trouble. Okay, the next question's thick, but it'll make sense. So, are you a person that's typically self-aware how your actions can negatively affect someone, or do they have to bring it up to you for you to be aware?
At first, it was at first before I really thought about what I used to say and do. I didn't care. I just whatever came first. I don't care. But now, sometimes what people say and do really does affect people. But I don't really say nothing. I treat. You know what? No, let me take that back. Because I've never been bad and mean to people. Because I treat people how I want to be treated. I treat people kind because I want to be treated kind. So I don't think I be mean and nothing like that to people, because I'll be like, how would I want to be treated? That's how I think. I think like that. Even though some people they'll be rude and mean to me, but I'd be like, that's on them, because at the end of the day, if, like you said, if you know yourself, nobody can mess with you or mess up your aura or nothing. So I treat people how I want to be treated, and I treat everybody the same and fair. I do not have no specialties or nothing. I just be Drew and do the things that, live in life. That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for me, I'm very self-aware now. So if I feel like if I did something that negatively impacted somebody, I was aware of it. Whether it was during that time or after, when I look back on it, I'm like, I'm aware of it, because I'm gonna, it's kind of like you grade yourself. Like, okay, so how did you handle this situation? And if you feel like, oh, I could have handled this a little better, then you evaluate and you figure out how to do better the next time. I feel like the only thing that somebody would have to bring up to me is to tell me how something I did made them feel.
Yeah.
But me doing something harmful to somebody, I should be well aware of that. But I want
Yeah.
to be aware of exactly the feeling that you felt. If that made you mad, tell me that made you mad. If that made you sad, tell me that made you sad. If that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But sometimes some people are just over dramatic, or sometimes they just overly, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
But sometimes it's not just about you. If you think you did something genuinely good at your life and they nitpicked at the small part, that you,
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I can't hear you.
you know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What were you saying?
Oh, oh, okay. I said, well, sometimes there's some people that no matter what you do, no matter what you said, they're gonna nitpick at that small little thing. Like you can be so nice that, like you can be like, it don't matter about what you do. It's gonna be that one thing, that one mistake, that one little thing, that gets them, and then they gonna hold that against you no matter what. If you apologize, so it's not about you. As long as you happy with yourself, like you said, self-aware, you can't really go off somebody else, because at the end of the day they go off of themselves, and they will, if you talking to them, or even if you in their aura or anything, they gonna just, that's the type of person they are. That's why you got to be careful who you surround yourself with, because them people is the ones that try to mess up your happiness for just because they're not happy. So it's not about, if you are self-aware, you happy with yourself, and you think that you did the goodness of your heart, and they nitpick that's the little probably something that wasn't even a mistake, but they just made it into something big
Mm-hmm.
and giant. And that's the part that you can't really do much about it, but say, I'm sorry that you felt that way. But that's not how,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
acknowledging somebody's feelings. And if you did hurt them, then you hurt them and you acknowledge that.
yeah,
But if you know what your intentions were and you explain to somebody what your intentions were and they're still upset, there's nothing you can do about it. But all you can do is explain your intentions
yeah,
and
that's
learn to correct yourself when it wasn't good, and be happy and proud of yourself when it was good.
yep. Because sometimes some people, they just gonna make you feel like every little thing you do is just bad and wrong, and it's just like, you know what, you're right, just okay, just gotta let it go, because
Exactly.
it's not you. If you know that it's something wrong with that one person or something. If, like, let's say, um, everybody think like, oh, you nice, you good, and then that one person think that, no, this is the bad part about them. They did this little thing to me or something. Then that's just them. That's not you. That's just them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know
Agreed.
how to say it. Why do you care so much about what they think about you?
As long as you was honest and genuine with yourself, but you could just at least apologize. You don't want to offend nobody or make nobody feel like, that you was intentionally doing something
Oh,
that you wasn't.
you go to ops. Let me put on my
Why you
seatbelt.
didn't have your seatbelt on? Okay. Yeah.
We ain't starting. They go to ops.
Okay. So we mentioned this earlier. People are saying women don't want a Russell Wilson. They want a future to act like Russell Wilson. Do you think this is true?
Well, they got some hood girls out there that be wanting somebody just to do them wrong. They be liking that wrong stuff. But they got some girls over there, it depends on what kind of female you is and what kind of stuff you like. Some people like the drama. Some people
And she
just
said
like
she want the
still
hood.
yeah. So it depends on what type of female you are and what kind of stuff you like to do. It depends on you. I mean, some people like to affiliate with that. Some people don't like nice guys. Some people not, attracted to a Russell Williams because they like, that's just too nice. I
What
don't want that. I want some.
What about Russell Wilson? What he
He's a,
do?
he's a nice dude, the good dude. Just think about a real good sweet dude, and that's him.
You got it. You got to think. Like nowadays, these females are becoming more masculine than dudes. Dudes nowadays are becoming more feminine. Females are becoming more masculine because they are goddesses. So by being,
Why do you think that? Why do you think we become more masculine in
I
our
think
ways?
y'all become more masculine because because of the dudes. Like y'all, the dudes nowadays, yeah, they have kids by you and they just leave you out there in the rain. And you just on your own. So females got to become more independent. So by them becoming more independent, they don't be worried about. Yeah, they be worried about dudes, but they be more.
Are you just riding? Cause I don't know
They
what
just
are
be
you
more
doing. Just
worried
arguing?
about themselves.
He took his hat off.
They just be more worried about themselves.
That's true.
Yep, that's true.
Nowadays, females are coming more masculine. Not like saying they mans, but they just that female that got a lot, they got kids, but they don't have no dude in their life. They gonna have to do what they gotta do. And by them doing what they gotta do, they become more independent. They don't need no dude in their life.
True.
So by
I
a dude being real nice to them, some females don't like that nice stuff. Some females like that they just so used to being treated so, harsh. They like that they used to it.
they
Like,
get addicted to pain.
yeah, so when you being nice to them, you gotta that's when they gonna become the man of the relationship and you the female of the relationship. So sometimes it ain't good to be no Russell Wilson. Sometimes it's good to be a Future.
But what if, yes, Russell Wilson
Wait,
is,
there's something out. Yeah, you still talking? Why you about to just leave? You go leave.
I can't use restaurants.
damn. But what if Russell Wilson, yes, he is all those good things of a husband like man, but he still got that, he's still strong and stern. He the man of the house and he like, he don't want to put it down, but he knows when to let her shine. I think that's the type of man Russell Wilson is. Like he knows when to stand back, but he also knows when to lead.
All right, this is the best example. Look at what his name? Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Will Smith got millions. The best thing Jada Pinkett could say is, "Oh, I had an entanglement." How he got millions of dollars and you got
Oh,
entanglements with your dude, and he got millions of dollars. So nowadays they don't care about money. They just want,
uh-uh.
what I'm saying, once they get tired of you, they want something new. And
Don't
that's
do
why you
Jada
gotta
like
be sometimes you gotta be real harsh with people.
Jada is out here doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just. Jada has been in some very good movies for one, some very good shows for two, like even current up to date shows.
This is
Jada has her own show, which is bomb as hell, and that really, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like that kind of put Facebook TV on the map was when Red Table Talk came out. She does, I feel like she just does her own thing. It's just when her and Will got together, they became a bigger thing, which is why we know so much about these entanglements and
Yup.
I think you need a little bit of both then, huh?
That's what
You need
that's
a
what
little bit of Future. Look, that's a little buddy. Look, say hey, look.
well, what parts of Future we talking about? Because I don't want that toxicity. We
No,
left the
not the
toxicity.
toxicity part without all that. We don't need that part. We
you
need
need that.
that lip
I
You,
love
that
you.
lip
you
licking
want a
part.
little,
Love you
we
back.
like a little rough, a little rough around the edges.
Listen, listen. Sierra got who, baby? Not Russell Williams. No, just kidding.
Yes, she do. She got three. She not three. She got two babies by Russell Wilson. They just had a son like last year.
Oh,
They
I
got a
don't know what's going
daughter.
on then.
I thought what's the name? I thought Sierra was a dude. They said
Oh my gosh, that's so old. Like that's like elementary old. Like I was in the 4th grade old. And I used to be so hot. I'm like, don't talk about Sierra like that. She's a girl.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That mother left.
Ooh, I not because Jesse is here.
No, he not here right now. He just went outside. He just went to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, he about to come back.
Okay. So Drew, some
Yeah.
say when a man is loved correctly, he becomes a better man. Do you think that's true?
Definitely. Oh my gosh, this dudes, even tough dudes, they sensitive. They pretty sensitive.
They
You
are.
gotta really watch sometimes what you say, cause then sometimes they just be like, oh, that's how you feel, okay, and then now you got something big because you said the wrong thing on accident. Now it just blew up. Like sometimes you gotta watch what you say. because sometimes they sensitive. So yeah, you gotta. And then if you want them not to be, because I know if you be mean to Jesse and you don't show him no love, or like any dudes out there, sometimes they will just be straight up rude and mean all the time, and you're not gonna want to be in a relationship that's just always just no love and it's bad. If you want love, you gotta give it. So
Yeah, it's like a girl who ain't got no food in her system yet. She gonna be great.
grouchy.
Oh, yeah. No, I do believe that. I would say I think it's a heavy contribution,
Mhm.
but I don't think that solely helps a man become a better man.
Yeah.
But I do think it definitely contributes greatly, because if they weren't loved correctly, let's say in childhood, they haven't become that better man just yet, because they're still holding on to past the way
Yeah.
they were treated in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I do get it in that sense,
Amen.
but it only helps. It only helps so much.
Yeah, you're right. I used to be a dog.
Wait, Jesse, can you ask the question one more time, Jesse? Back.
What was the question?
Oh, so it was, some say when a man is loved correctly, he becomes a better man. Do you think this is true?
Yeah, but you know, when some, you know what I'm saying, it can be. I don't know. I need to start watching movies sometime. I be
No,
watching.
because no, wait.
Just,
Actually, you know what? You know what the thing about it? Some dudes, they just installed of how they is, no matter what. They not gonna be better unless they want to be better. They got to put in the work to be better
it's
by
up to you. You
themselves.
can't be like, oh no, this, oh no, that. No,
Cause
it's
some
you.
women, they show the dudes unconditional love, but at the end of the day, if they don't want that love, they're not gonna accept it because they got their mind and agenda on something else. Then
You can show a dude unconditional love, but sometimes you know, I'm not gonna say me, but you know, I used to be. Yeah, I want your love. I want the other female love. I want the girl down the road love. I want everybody love too. So that's also
You
I'm
want to
do.
have your cake and ice cream and eat
I
it
want
too,
the cake, the
the
icing, all that.
cookies.
That's how I used to be. But
like
now
the
I'm about to just
chocolate
come
syrup.
chill. I want the dressing on it.
Wow.
Sometimes you gotta just.
But
That's
it's so
the
funny
devil work. You gotta
because,
get out.
yeah, it's so funny though, because then y'all get to this point where it's like, oh, I'm ready to settle down and sow my oats, and and it's just like,
But
and sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you, you may have a woman that is willing to wait, but then you
but
may have that woman that you really knew deep down was the one, and then it's too late.
Mhm.
exactly. I was just about to say that. Sometimes, yeah, that woman gonna wait for you, but you know,
If she
No.
loves
sometimes
you,
it's too late.
if she really loves you, she'll wait for you. If it's worth it, it's got to be worth it. She has to, because at the end of the day, the woman has to ask herself, is he worth potentially getting my heart broken for?
That's why
Because
I
you gotta accept, and there's potential that you could get your heart broken. It's possible. You have to
Mhm.
ask yourself that question: is it worth taking that risk? And if a woman waits for you because she said it's worth taking that risk, then hey,
Mhm.
y'all keep saying women,
wise.
women. It's the women too nowadays.
What about
The
what?
dudes, we get our heart broken. I remember when I was like, what? How old I was? I don't be wanting to put my business out. I was like, what? 16? No, like 17, 18. Girl talking about, oh, you just a whole bunch of stuff, and I was always, you know what I'm saying, trying to be a better
Go ahead
man.
and say it.
And by me being a better man, it ended up with me getting my heart broken. So ever since then, I just, kept in my head that every female is like this. So I always try to treat a female that type of way. But, sometimes you got to just, like, every female not that type of way.
I feel like
That
dudes
female
need
did
to.
that to you don't mean that that's how it is.
I feel like dudes need to have that moment where they need to heal from their first serious heartbreak. Because
Mhm.
every time I talk to a guy, they always tell me when this one girl broke my heart in the 6th grade, middle school, high school, and it's like, y'all, even though
Tell them
that
what
may
happened,
seem,
Jesse.
no, but
Yeah, tell them what happened. Tell
even
them
though
the
that
story.
may sound childish as an adult, bringing up your first heartbreak, heal from it. Because
tell them what happened.
that's stopping
It's not
you
embarrassing. It's just
from
life.
Heal
getting,
from it, yeah.
that's
Yeah, just
stopping
go ahead and
some
tell them what
love.
happened. Tell them the story.
What?
Yeah, about the first
Yeah, because
heartbreak.
about my first heartbreak, I remember the girl. She said, "Oh, this baby yours." So I'm like, okay, At first, I was like, oh, H, no, I ain't trying to cuss on you on live, you don't mess it up.
This is
I'm
this is an open space, and I've been cussing all night, so
right.
you are welcome to.
Oh hell no! I'm like, I said get an abortion. In her mind, she's like, oh no, I'm not getting that. So it's like at the end of the day, okay, I said okay, I manned up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna step up for this kid. And by then, that's when I'm like, okay, I tried to go to the first visit of the little emergency thing. I don't even know what they call it, but the first, the visit. And shoot, she said, oh, I'm in Reno. And then she used to just lie and say, "Oh, my mom." Oh no, she said, "Oh, I got into an accident." She just used to lie. So that right there kind of like really like broke me. And that was like the first time I ever had tears in my eyes over a female, because it's like I was I stepped up and I said, okay, I'm gonna accept this responsibility. But then I ended up, it wasn't the baby wasn't. I'm not sure if the baby mine, the baby not mine, and all that. But it's just like sometimes things like
The
that.
baby was yours?
No, the baby not mine. Sometimes things like that can break a dude, can like mess up a dude mind and make them be like, something that they don't want to be. Make them become a player or make them just don't care about female feelings. And that's how I was at first. That's how I was just like, I don't really care about female feelings no more. It is what it is. And then that's when I had to just, God had to set me down and like, forget about the past. If you got somebody good in your life, cherish them. Don't let no, what I'm saying, don't mess it up what you got going on because of a relationship that you had in the past. And that's that.
That was good. That was poetic. I like that. Oh,
I've
why
been
do men hold on to women that they don't want relationships with?
Oh.
so I know
That's petty, Drew.
I didn't do nothing. I just laughed.
That laugh was petty.
most
And then
dudes hold on to relationships that they don't want to be in because sometimes they see potential in that woman and they know that woman gonna be something. Or sometimes, they just got a baby with that woman and they don't really want to be with that woman, but they know that they got to deal with that woman for 18 years of their life.
all their life,
I'm
really.
not talking to my people been now, but like I got a dad, I got a stepdad, I got like over 20 brothers and sisters right now. So you know what I'm saying? I already know about how to deal with kids and all that drama, child support and all that stuff. Because I got over 20 brothers and sisters.
Jesse, what you talking about? I think you forgot what the question was.
I know what the question is.
What's the question?
He's elaborating in his own way. Let him get it started.
I'm explaining it in my own way.
Yeah, hold this.
I got over 20 brothers and sisters, and sometimes it works in some ways, sometimes it don't.
What's the question? I lost the question.
No, he did answer the question. He just elaborated on, sometimes men stick with the mother of their kids.
Oh, okay, that's the question.
Like he was saying, even if they don't want to, they do it because they think that's what's best for the kid. But one thing I will say, it's better to go just be happy than to try to work something out with the mother or the father if you know you don't feel that way and if you know it's not going to work out ultimately. Because at the end of the day, you keeping that, it's like you're locking yourself up and then throwing away the key yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to. Although society makes it look like you have to, but you don't really have to. Like, you can still pick your own happiness and co-parent just fine as long as both parties are willing to co-parent peacefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta think. I know this gotta be the worst feeling to have. Just say the girl you've been with her for about 2-3 years, and y'all finally break up, She get a dude that changes her life. Next thing you know, a year or two later, she's just on her grind. She's shining, she rising, all that. That's gonna make the dude feel some type of way. So that's why, sometimes you gotta just hold on to that female that you with, and hope for the best. If after like 2 3 years, if y'all not growing, then yeah, you gotta go. Obviously, she's not that type of female. But if you got a female that you see potential in, you gotta just stop doing the things you doing, and just work on your relationship, because
Facts. I feel like men hold on to women they don't want, in my mind, because somewhere they're being satisfied in some form of intimacy. That's not necessarily just sex, but that some level of intimacy is getting satisfied, and they're not looking at the overall picture. Like, that whole 80/20 rule?
Now, what's that rule?
Hmm. How, I'm not going to say just men because women do it too. How typically some people will leave an 80 for a 20 because that 20 is satisfying something that's lacking in the 80. And then when they went off and ran off with the 20, they realized they just lost an 80. Yeah, you may have somebody that wants to sleep with you every single night, but do you got somebody that's going to be there to rub your head and listen to you when you're down and you're going through hard things as a man? Who prays for you, who will pray with you?
Yep, you hitting everything on the key, because that's everything you saying is resembles to me, because I already know. Yeah, you might get you a female that's just so sexual. I mean, she give it to you every day you want it. But you gotta realize, just say if you are over the road driver or anything, once you leave and go over the road, that female, she gon' you know what I'm saying? Females are females, dudes are dudes. She gonna get horny. And once she get horny, you know what I'm saying? She gonna just go to whoever she been talking to while you been over the road, or wherever you been doing what you doing. So you got it. Sometimes it's good to have a female that's not so sexual, because when you have a female that's not so sexual, you don't have to worry about, oh, is she gonna cheat on me, or is she gonna do that to me, or anything like that.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with being sexual as long as you have self control. I feel like if you're a sexual being with your partner, you're a sexual being, but I feel like you also have to know what each person's limits are, because that's when compromise comes in. It's like, say you're a person that wants to have sex 3 times a week, but your partner can really maybe do like once a week. You have to find your middle ground.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean you're gonna go out and cheat. That just means you're gonna.
Yeah, that's when you think maturity, you know what I'm saying? You think as adult, you know, okay, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just gonna work out, or I'm gonna just find something to do. Some dudes, they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do,
Or
but
women they indulge in sex toys. So
hmm
there's ways there's ways to go about it where both parties can be happy. I just feel like you have to know who the person you're interacting with is. You have to know them.
sometimes sometimes the females can get hit so hooked on to the sex toys, and they don't want you no more. They want the sex toy. Then what?
Well, the best way to fix that is, instead of running away from it, how about you join the party? It's an educational moment, but it takes away that awkwardness that guys tend to get because women indulge with sex toys. They think, oh, that's going to take everything away from me. Like, they look at that as like that's the enemy. But it's like, no, it just enhances it. So if you learn to join the party, you'll even learn even more how to satisfy your woman, because at the end of the day, it is a little bit more difficult to get a woman to climax.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be politically correct and not get like too, you know, but essentially it is a little bit more difficult. Sometimes you may have to step outside of, typical sexual activities.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, That's what growing together does. It's like you guys learn how to explore in all areas of life, and that goes with the bedroom too.
What you mean by that?
I feel like you're always
Lex's wife, elaborate.
I feel like as you grow older with one another, you learn new things. Like your body changes, what satisfies you changes, and you learn that over time because you guys constantly keep exploring one another. People should look at intimacy in the bedroom with their partner as something that's adventurous and fun. They shouldn't look at it as a job all the time. You know?
You gotta go get that other thing.
That's why sometimes you gotta find a female that's not too sexual. Sometimes you gotta find a dude that's not too sexual.
Yeah. True.
Jesse, what? Jesse,
Cause it you know what I'm saying? Cause it's very different from talking to people that's sexual, but then they're not too sexual. Then like, okay, just say a stripper or somebody that's very sexual. They gonna see you different.
Hmm. Yeah, I get you. So some say you shouldn't be in a relationship if you're not financially stable. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
listen, this is what I gotta say. It depends. That's what I
Mm.
have to. Because listen, if you are not financially stable yet, but you have a plan that's gonna get you there, and that person is willing to, okay, you got a plan, I got a plan. Let's work together and let's double our finances together. We got a future. We can grow together to make our stuff elevated. Yeah, I'm not there yet, but it's coming. You know, of
Mm.
course, my finances isn't right at the moment. If they know your situation and you know their situation, and if y'all decide to work together to enhance it, then it wouldn't be a problem. Stuff would be a problem if the other person is not financially stable and they like, okay, then well, what we gonna do? Or if they stressing about it instead of coming up with a plan to elevate, they just stuck in the right now. I don't have nothing, and I don't know how I'm gonna get it. And then
Hmm.
they like, I can't help you because I can't even help myself sometimes. But instead of trying to, you gotta think in a different light. It depends on how that person thinks. That's all I gotta say. What you think?
I think like shoot, you gotta get somebody that's like I said on the same level as you. Somebody you can't get nobody that worship the materialism thing. Somebody that I want what they say on Quavo. I bought my girl a Birkin bag. You buy your girl a Birkin bag, but you know what I'm saying, that's all cool. But what about when you can't buy her that Birkin bag? Then she gonna always want the most expensive things from you when you trying to grind and get to that top. But then you gotta get your feet. You gotta just worry.
I feel
Like
I feel
getting
like
out
don't live
the
beyond your means.
huh?
I feel like don't live beyond your means. Stay in your bracket.
Yeah.
You know, like to me, financially stable doesn't necessarily have an exact number for me, but to me, financially stable is you're able to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
okay. Would you?
Like I understand life happens, and if you need that help and I'm your partner, then if I can help you, then of course I'm gonna help you in that moment of need because at the end of the day, ride or die. But
All right.
I
So
feel like if you just sitting on the couch, you ain't got no plan, no ambition,
Yep.
that won't work for me because
Yep.
I'm naturally a climber. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm always looking for how can I one up myself from that last accomplishment I just had because I'm competing with myself. So it's
Yep.
like I have to find because I know who I am. I know my partner has to have that. not necessarily the same exact mindset, but who has ambition to where they see themselves going somewhere.
Yeah.
And
But
it's
if
not
you got,
saying
if you,
it ain't no perfect job. Just
yeah.
some passion into what you love.
And then let's say that, okay, you got a partner that's financially stable, right? But you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially in these undetermined times, what if that time something happens? You find them, but they financially stable, but then something happens and it hit the wall. Are they gonna be with you at the end of the day? That's all you gotta think about. Or are they gonna just be like,
Right.
oh well,
Like, 'cause
you
that's
know,
circumstantial,
yeah,
you know? Like, I feel like the problem with our generation as 90s babies is that it's been embedded in some to when things get tough to just dip.
yeah,
And that's why I see a lot of marriages failing more so now than I do before. Although some of the previous generations they should have left some marriages, but I understand the times were different
yeah,
back in the day because back then, women didn't get the same opportunities and careers necessarily to a certain point in time. So it's like, where would they go? You know what I'm saying? So I understand it was circumstantial back then where the men were the breadwinners. But now we have it where it could be the female is the breadwinner, even though the man is still bringing something to the table too.
yeah,
Yeah, as long as the dude doing something, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, contribute where you contribute. Like if I was the breadwinner, I'd be like, hey babe, you just take care of like the utilities and stuff. Let me handle rent.
yeah,
But you
Period.
know,
Like
some dudes don't be wanting to hear that. They don't want to. Oh, my girl make more money than me. But you know, sometimes it's cool that your girl make more money because you know
because
you
we
find us
making
to
money together. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going on a trip, we going on a trip. I want to go to Abu Dhabi, we going to Abu Dhabi.
yep. Abu Dhabi, we like to party. Where your phone at? Give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Oh, last question to
Yeah.
conclude the night. Is love earned?
Huh?
Is love earned or given freely?
Nah, you gotta earn that love.
I feel
Ain't
like
nothing free
it's both.
nowadays.
Ain't nothing
It's
Ain't
real.
nothing
both.
free. If it's free, then it's too good to be true.
Ain't no real love.
No,
Nah,
but God
it's
is love.
both.
God is within you. Everybody loves everybody. That's what I like God say. We are loved. But in love is different from love. There's a difference.
Hmm.
You can love anybody and everybody. I love everybody. But being in love, that's a different type of situation.
Nah, being in love is different. Like the
Yeah.
person you in love, you expect different things from that person from just somebody. Oh, you just see him across the street. That oh yeah, I love you because God is a loving person, and I want to be, you know what I'm saying, be like God, yeah, and be loving too. But the person that you with and love, that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah,
Scenario.
like
Yes.
I always try to make sure when interacting with people that I do my best to lead with love. But if it comes to somebody that I'm wanting to spend a much more deeper time with and I want them to be with me, like be in a relationship with me, to a degree, yes, my love has to be earned because
Yeah.
you learn some things over time in relationships where it's like, well, no, certain things can't just be given.
Yep.
But that
Because
comes
so
with
if you
trust.
try to show somebody too much love or something, they don't want just your love. They want they love. They
You
want
show
they
somebody
love.
too much love, that's when they gonna take advantage
They
of
gonna
it.
take too much
They
advantage.
be like,
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta
don't you
control
love me? Yeah, they gonna control you with that love,
you.
huh?
You love me, but you
Yeah,
love
because I
Show
feel
me. They
like
gonna say, show me do this and that.
some will like hold you on a string to an
Mhm.
extent and then satisfy you just enough to stay. Where it's like they may not talk to you, but they know at a certain time you're gonna like crack and end up reaching out to them, or they'll acknowledge you in some form of fashion just enough to make you say, "Oh, they're paying attention to me." So it's
Yep.
like you gotta be mindful of who's just doing the bare minimum just to keep you versus someone who wants to have
Yep.
It's how it is with females. If you're a female, you want to know if a dude really love you, tell him no. When he asks for
Oh,
some sex, say no.
true.
If he give you a big
Tell him no.
problem, and if he say, "Oh, I'm gonna get it from next month," then that's how you know he don't love you. But okay, baby, it's alright. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take you on a walk and do all that stuff for you. Yeah, he love you. But if he just be like, "Oh no, okay, it's whatever," and he don't talk to you for the next 10 hours, just know he getting that love from somebody else.
facts.
Yep.
That's how you know. You gotta tell somebody no. You gotta tell them
Yes.
no.
Tell him no.
Tell them no. That's when you gonna really get the real effect from them.
Get off the phone, Lexus. I bet you used to hear that a lot at school, huh?
What? No. Yes and no. Yes and no. But then eventually I became a pro, so sometimes they wouldn't even know. But let me stop the recording. Hold on.
Just go get it. You gotta hurry.